Hi guys, my name's Sierra. Um, I was going, I'm making a video of like, I think it's like 13 misconceptions or myths that people have of self-harmers and self-injury in general. So, this is like a list that I got from like, people from Tumblr and misconceptions that I've had, and from the internet too. So let's get on in there. Alright, first misconception is only girls self-harm. It's not true. Boys suffer too from self-harm. 30 to 40% of the self-harming population, population is male. Yes, the bigger number of self-harmers are female, but males suffer too. Alright, and the second misconception is self-injury is a failed suicide or an attempt to suicide. One of the two. And that's not true at all. Yes, people do fail from killing themselves when they are planning to do a suicide. But that's not always true. That's not always the case. Self-injury is a coping skill. It's a very bad coping skill, but it's a coping skill. Number 3 is only teenagers self-harm. That is not true at all. Obviously. And, because I know a lot of adults that, self-harm too, and anyone and everyone self-harms. Not everyone, but it doesn't matter if you're an older person or younger. There's 7-year-olds out there self-harming that doesn't even know that they're actually doing this, there's a name for it, but they still do it. That made no sense. But in the fourth one, anyone who self-harms needs to be locked up in a mental institution. Wow. Just because this is a lot of Tumblr people on Anonymous says this to me and a lot of other people, that you need to be locked up, blah blah blah. No, what we need is we just need help from people around. We don't need to be locked up in a padded cell for this. That's no. What? And another one is people who self-harm only cut. Yeah. No. There's all types of self-harm. There's cutting, burning, scratching, making bruises on yourself, banging your head on the wall. There's a lot of types of self-harm that people do. Anything that harms yourself is considered self-harm. So, yeah. Here's the biggest one that I think pretty much everyone out there who self-harms has gotten once or twice, or even a lot more than that. But people who self-harm are only attention seekers. That is not true. There is attention seekers out there, but you can spot them out from the actual people who need help. Attention seekers are the ones that I don't know, it's a different video. But self-harmers self-harm not to get attention. They don't want the attention, or else they would do it right in front of you and not have bracelets on every day to hide cuts. They wouldn't try to cover them up so other people don't see it. They would flaunt them out in general and be like, oh, and everything. We're not attention seekers. Another one, if you self-harm, you must be gothic or in an emo type of group. No. Anyone, Emo is a type of band genre, okay, for one, and anyone can self-harm. You don't have to have like the gothic type of style or whatever to self-harm. There's like, there's even beauty gurus on YouTube who self-harm. It's like, it doesn't like have to be classified or something. Another one is someone who self-harms is harm to others. No. Just because we self-harm ourselves does not mean that we want to hurt other people. Like, seriously, grow the fuck up. We're not gonna, like, try to stab you. Come on. We're normal people. Okay. Another one is self-harm is the only problem. If you stop the self-harm, the person will be fine. That's bullshit. A lot has to come up to the point of the person actually self-harming. I wouldn't say that like everyone who self-harm is like mentally ill, but usually there is a mental illness behind all of it. You have to help the person in order for the person to be fine again. And plus, even after that, they're not going to be totally the same person they was before they started self-harm. Here's another one. If the wounds aren't bad, self-harm isn't serious. Any type of self-harm, it does not mean the cut does not have to, the cut or burn or whatever, it doesn't have to be like fucking ginormous. Self-harm is self-harm, point blank, no matter if it's just a small little cut or if it's like a ginormous, like, bad cut. Self-harm is self-harm. And, well, yeah, the last one is one that my friend told me, which is they got, and it's, the person was, like, feeling sorry for them because they were abused. They were never abused. Yes, a lot of people who self-harm has been abused in the past, but that does not mean everyone has. I self-harm, and I was never abused. Yeah, that's pretty much it. But, so, that's pretty much some misconceptions or myths that people have of self-harmers or self-harm. So, yeah, I think I'm going to leave my Tumblr link in the down bar, the description, and you can ask me questions or whatever, follow me on Tumblr, and yeah. But I'm going to be making more videos on self-harm and all that jazz, mental stuff. So, yeah, so subscribe or like, do whatever you want. See you guys later. Bye.